Hey everyone, welcome back to Digital Art with Kenzie. Today we're diving into the world of one of the most beloved animated characters of all time, the big, green ogre himself, Shrek. From his humble beginnings as a children's book character to becoming an iconic movie star and pop culture phenomenon, Shrek's journey is as heartwarming and hilarious as his story. Before Shrek became the global sensation we know today, he started out in a children's book written by William Steig in 1990. The original Shrek book was a much simpler tale. It told the story of an ogre named Shrek who, after being told he was ugly by everyone around him, sets out on an adventure to find a princess who is equally ugly as him. That sounds terrible. that sounds terrible. The book had a very different tone compared to the films. It was quirky, but also featured an underlying moral about accepting yourself. Shrek's character was a lot more brutish in the book, and his adventure wasn't the same slapstick comedy that we're used to. Instead, it was more of a journey of self-realization, with Shrek realizing that he could be loved despite his physical appearance. Did you know that the name Shrek comes from the Yiddish word Shrek, which means fright or terror? Steig used this as an inspiration for the ogre's name, emphasizing the character's intimidating nature. But interestingly, the Shrek we know today is a far cry from the terrifying, monstrous ogre of Steig's book. Shrek, the movie that came out in 2001, directed by Andrew Adamson and Vicky Jensen, would be the film that catapulted the character into pop culture superstorm. DreamWorks Animation took the quirky, self-deprecating ogre from Steig's book and turned him into a fully realized character who would change the face of animated film forever. And he definitely has. I cannot tell you how many memes, how many videos of people transforming famous singers and famous actors into Shrek. It's crazy. He is all over still, 24 years after this show, or after this movie was made. It's insane. As the film centers around Shrek, a grumpy, reclusive ogre who enjoys his solitude in a swamp. However, his peaceful life is interrupted when a bunch of fairy tale creatures who have been exiled from the kingdom Duloc end up in his swamp. In an attempt to reclaim his swamp, Shrek agrees to rescue Princess Fiona from a dragon-guarded tower. Ooh, scary. But of course, things don't go as planned, and Shrek's journey to win Fiona's heart is full of humor, adventure, and lessons about self-worth. The casting of Shrek was one of the keys to the movie's success. The voice of Shrek was brought to life by none other than Mike Myers, who gave the character an unforgettable Scottish accent. Myers originally recorded the role with a regular American accent, but after experimenting with the Scottish accent, it clicked, and the rest is history. Honestly, if Shrek had an American accent, it would be nowhere near as good as the accent that Shrek has, because it fits him perfectly. Also, something crazy. Did you know that Mike Myers was paid $10 million for his role in the first movie? However, he famously re-recorded his lines for the initial recordings because of the accent change, but that's a $10 million decision. Fiona, Shrek's love interest, was voiced by Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy brought his infectious energy to the role of Donkey. Love Donkey. Donkey's probably my favorite. He's my spirit animal. Eddie Murphy's chemistry with Mike Myers made Donkey and Shrek's friendship one of the most beloved dynamics in animated movie history. At the time of its release, Shrek was considered a groundbreaking achievement in animation. It was the first feature-length computer-animated film to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, solidifying DreamWorks' place as a major player in animation alongside Pixar. Did you know that Shrek's swamp was modeled after an actual swamp? The design team traveled to the Louisiana bayou for inspiration to ensure they captured the swamp's authentic feel. Did not know that. I thought that it was just a random drawn swamp, but the fact that it was a real one and they actually went there is super cool in my opinion. Just imagine a bunch of artists going to this swamp and just setting up their cameras and their drawing stuff just to sit there and make sure that they captured it perfectly. Be like a little field trip. Shrek's success wasn't just about the box office. It had a profound impact on popular culture. From memes to internet threads to Shrek-themed everything. This ogre became an cultural icon almost overnight. By the mid-2000s, Shrek started appearing all over the internet in forms of memes, fan art, and humorous videos. Who could forget the Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life meme that took the internet by storm for a hot minute? The movie's absurd humor and the iconic lines like "better out than in" and "what are you doing in my swamp" became instant classics. In 2018, Shrek was actually recognized as a meme legend with an entire online community dedicated to memes, fan fiction, and viral content inspired by Shrek and his universe. It even sparked the creation of Shrekism, an unofficial philosophy that revolves around the belief that Shrek is an iconic and timeless figure. Whenever I read about Shrekism and I saw it, I was like, oh my god, did they make a cult about Shrek? And also, it's not a cult, but I also think it'd be very weird to read Shrek fanfiction. Because any fanfiction that I've heard of has been like rated X. Rated X, or very much like rated R on the brink of rated X. So I am very surprised that there is Shrek fanfiction because I just cannot. I cannot get it. No. I would never read that because I don't even want to know. One of the reasons why Shrek resonates so strongly with audiences is its unforgettable soundtrack. Music in the movie is iconic, like All Star by Smash Mouth and Hallelujah by Rufus Wainwright, becoming forever linked to Shrek. The songs that gave the film a unique blend of humor, heart, and nostalgia. Did you know that the song All Star by Smash Mouth was actually a huge hit due to its inclusion in Shrek? The track became officially associated with the movie's wild and rebellious spirit, and it's often regarded as the unofficial anthem of the franchise. Honestly, I probably would never have heard Smash Mouth if it wasn't for Shrek. The only reason that I know the song is because of the movie, so I can agree with that's how it happened. Following the success of the original film, Shrek was no one-hit wonder. The franchise expanded with 4 sequels, each one building upon the themes, characters, and humor that audiences loved. The first sequel, Shrek 2 from 2004, takes our heroes on a journey to meet Fiona's parents in Farquaad's kingdom. The movie introduces us to Puss in Boots, who would go on to have his very own spin-off movie in 2011. Shrek 2 became even more beloved than the original, with its clever humor and even deeper character development. It remains one of the best sequels in history. By Shrek the Third from 2007 and Shrek Forever After in 2010, the series had reached a point where it had begun to slow down, with many critics saying the magic was starting to fade. Nevertheless, both films offered funny moments and wrapped up Fiona and Shrek's story in a satisfying way. In recent years, there have been rumors about a Shrek 5, with various talks about a potential reboot or continuation of the story. The success of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish from 2022 proved that the Shrek universe still has plenty of gas in the tank. And many fans are eager to see Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey and the rest of the gang back on the screen once again, which I don't blame them because their movies are pretty funny. Did you know there's an entire Shrek-themed amusement park in China? It's called Shrek's Adventure, and it's part of a larger DreamWorks experience that brings the world of Shrek to life with attractions, characters, and interactive experiences. I did not know that this green man had his own theme park. Like, is that a reason for me to go to China? Maybe. From his humble beginnings as a children's book character to becoming an iconic animated film series, Shrek has cemented his place in pop culture history. The character's blend of humor, heart, and unique take on classic fairy tales has made him a beloved figure for both kids and adults alike. Shrek's message of self-acceptance, the value of friendship, and embracing who you are resonates across generations. And while we continue to return to his world time and time again, Shrek's iconic line, "This is my swamp," or "Get out of my swamp," has now been used in countless contexts on the internet, with fans turning it into a rallying cry for standing up for what you believe in. Don't forget that you are perfect the way that you are good enough, and people love you, people care about you. Don't think bad on yourself, and if you do, watch Shrek, because you are amazing, and don't let anybody tell you different. Don't think of yourself that way. Shrek, honestly, yeah, it seems like a funny movie, but the moral behind it is that you're perfect, you're good looking, you're nice, you're kind, you're a good person. Just remember that and don't forget it. And if you do me a favor and watch Shrek. It'll make you laugh and make you realize that, hey, maybe I'm not so bad. And that's a wrap on the history of Shrek. From the original book to his cultural impact, this lovable ogre is more than just an animated character. He's a timeless part of pop culture. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Shrek's story, be sure to like and subscribe for more art content, and I will see you in the next video.